Welcome back. So for this segment, I'm actually breaking it into two brief lecture videos because there's just so much in the segment. I want to make sure that you have time to digest it all and kind of focus on that because it is so important. Again, this is your way to get that job. This is how you're going to get to that next position. You have to get your foot in the door. You have to get noticed. And once you get that chance, you're going to be able to prove to them and show them what you can do and what you have to offer. But first, you got to land the job. And that means, unfortunately, just what you look like on paper. So we got to make sure that's the right deal. So we did just talk about the resume and how you're going to submit that and some quality things you can do with that and the resources you have to help you to develop a good resume. In addition to your resume, you're going to want to have a good cover letter and a thank you letter. A cover letter is really your opportunity to personalize your introduction to that employer. So you have this resume that highlights all your skills and they're going to look at it. But your cover letter is only a couple of paragraphs. It's very brief. It's going to be personalized and talk about the name of that person who is doing the hiring if possible. Sometimes it's not even advertised. You might have to do a little bit of research, but that makes them feel like you took the time to look into their company. And it's really going to be just a very brief paragraph, well written, clear and direct, that says, I have all these skills and I really want to work for your company and this job that you do, and let me tell you why you want me. So it's just a quick elevator speech, so to speak, but it's very quick, very brief, and very personalized. And if that gets my attention and I feel good enough about that, then I'm going to go ahead and take a look at that resume. You'd be surprised how many people don't bother to put in a cover letter and the difference that it can make. So we really want to make sure you're doing that. You're going to start that cover letter with a greeting. Again, find the hiring person's name if possible, or at least their title. You don't want to say just Dear Sir, unless you have to. You could say HR representative, but that can be the easy way out. Can you do more? If you can, do it. Take the extra step so that they know that you have that to move forward. Remember, your cover letter, once it's good in quality, you're going to personalize that for each and every job. So you may have to change the name, you may have to change a few things, but you're going to keep the good master copy that you're going to use. So in your greeting or your salutation, can you find the name of the person? If you can, please be sure to use it. Next is going to be your introduction. And in your introduction, you're going to briefly talk about who you are and what the job is you're applying for. And sometimes here you might apply, say where you heard about the job or if somebody referred you to the job. So if you're saying, Mr. Smith, my name is so-and-so, and I'm applying for this particular position. Remember, they may be hiring for more than one position. I heard about this position from Beth Jones. If he knows Beth Jones and feels like she's got a quality person and she would send him good candidates, that might get their attention. It could be I heard about it from Career Resources or wherever you heard about it. That's okay too, but it helps them to zone in as to who you are, what job you're applying for, and how you may have come across or stumbled across that position. So you want to highlight those things in the introduction. And again, really indicate what job you want and why you can do that job. You don't just want to say, Mr. Smith, I'd like to work for your company. What are you going to do for my company? What's the job you're going to do? Why would I want to hire you? So you want to use that opportunity to sell yourself. Then you're going to move into the body of the letter. And this is a very quick layout of the unique or special talents that you bring forward and why they should select you for the job. It needs to be high energy, and it needs to reflect that you have ethics and a good workplace ethic, and that you're a hard worker and that you're the type of person that's right for that job. So whatever those skills that job might need, make sure you're telling them in that paragraph how you have those skills and how you can use them to better their company. And then finally, you're going to use your closure. And in that closure, it's just a line or two, but it's always good to kind of include what you would like to see happen next. So I look forward to interviewing with you. I hope to meet you soon. I'm looking forward to attending your job fair on Tuesday. Whatever that is, you're going to make sure that you're adding that conclusion as to what you would like to see happen moving forward. And then always sign and print your name and use a a closing, sincerely or something like that too. Remember, this is a cover letter to get a job. It is not a quick text to my friend. There is no jargon. There is no shortcuts to words. There is no acronyms. It is a clear and professional and well-written letter. We don't shortcut in our resume, and we don't shortcut in our cover letter. And if you do shortcut, you're shortcutting yourself of having those opportunities moving forward. They need to know that you're a professional writer and that you're taking this job and what it needs seriously. And if you don't show that and it looks like it's a quick text, yo dude, you're not going to get the job. You're not even going to get a chance to get the job. So take it seriously and have somebody review it. Cover letters should be targeted to the job again, and a general letter is great. Keep a really good solid general letter, but be able to go into that and specify it to the job. Mr. Smith, I saw you advertised for a engineering technician. I would be great at that job because I have these particular skills. And then if you're applying for a different job in a month, then you're going to alter that to that job that you're applying for. Be sure to check for errors and typos. Make sure you're spell checking. Make sure you're not using funky fonts. Go through and make sure it reads very clean. Other tools or things that you might be wanting to develop to add your portfolio would be letters of reference. Typically, these are going to be 3 or 4 professional references that you can use that includes their contact information. Again, make sure it's current contact information so that I can reach out to these 3 or 4 people that you have worked for in the past, or you have been a peer with, or who have worked on a project with you that can attest to your professional skills. So it's not a buddy, it's not a friend. It might be somebody you befriended in the workplace, but you're wanting somebody that can attest to your professional skills and your ability to do that job, and making sure again that their information is current and relevant. Another one that's frequently missed is thank you letters. Even when you're applying online, if you get an opportunity for that interview, you really want to take a minute and send a thank you letter when possible. That can be done electronically. It can be done hard copy. So don't feel like you can't send that electronically, particularly if you sent the resume electronically. That's okay. But sending that note does make a big difference. It should be sent between 24 and 48 hours after your interview. And in that letter, you want to thank the employer for taking the time to interview you, and then kind of go through and maybe hit some of the highlights from your interview or the strengths you had from the position. So, Mr. Smith, it was great meeting with you on Tuesday to talk about this position of an educational technician. I'm super excited about the opportunity your job offers. I know I would be the right person for the job because I have A, B, and C. I look forward to hearing from you in the near future. Not too long, but highlighting the job you were at and what you have with him that makes it stand out. He might be sitting there between 2 or 3 candidates, but you taking that extra moment just may push you over the edge. It may give you that. It also puts your name in front of them again with your contact information in front of them again. So don't lose that opportunity. It's a great one. Some jobs may require a job application. Take this seriously. Yes, it's all in the resume. Don't write on a job application, "see resume." They're going to think you're not taking the job seriously. Yes, it's redundant. Yes, it's a pain in the behind to do that. But it's really important. If they value it enough to have you do it, then they want it done. And they want it done correctly. And if you're not going to take the time to fill out their application, then why are they going to believe that you're going to take the time to do the job? So fill them out. Many of those may go into their database that they may hold for the future for other jobs or other positions. Sometimes they have searchable screens on them. So you were applying for a particular position, but other positions might pop up. And if you have the right stuff in your job application, that's searchable for them. Resumes are not always searchable, particularly when they're PDFs. So they may be using this as a tool for future hiring. And by you failing to fill out that application in a correct manner, you're eliminating yourself from those opportunities. So if you need to have a copy of your resume to use to transfer the information, then bring it with you if you don't know the information by heart. But make sure you fill it out and make sure it's correct. The last thing you want to do is fill out a job application and attach your resume, which is what they're going to ask, and have the information be not the same. get the dates right, get the locations right. If you don't have it matching, it's going to hurt you. So be mindful of that. Frequently, especially larger corporations, you don't have to repeat that information once it's done, but it is often detailed and often lengthy. So you may be able to edit it or add to it later, but do take the time and do that when a job application is required. Here again, there's some great examples in your text. Take the time to read those examples in your text, review them, decide which one fits best for you, and remember, we are here to support you, and you still have resources here at Hodges that will help you when you develop that resume. If you do it right and you take the time, it's going to pay off for you. All right, I'll see you back very soon.